Now I'm going to take the bellows off first so I can get access to the rest of the camera, but also to clean the bellows. It's easier when they're off the camera. But before I do that, I'm going to do a light test or light leak test. Basically what that does is it kind of pinpoints any little tiny holes or tears or anything in the bellows. Now I have checked them previous to this and they look pretty good, to be honest. They're very good condition, but it's always best to check. Basically what I do is I put a film holder in the back of the camera, so it kind of blanks that off, and then in the dark room basically cover up the front of the lens with my dark cloth, probably get a torch, put the torch inside the bellows, shine it all around, and basically that'll sort of pinpoint any problems. You'll see the light sort of bleeding through. Well, that is great news. There are no light leaks that I can see. Obviously I will at some point do a film test just to make doubly sure, but everything's looking pretty good. So there's no splits, tears, no pinholes by the looks of it. So yeah, we're pretty good, which is great news. So my next stage is I'm going to take these bellows off. That basically means I can get at the main bulk of the camera to clean it up. So let's get these off, and I can obviously clean these as well then. So I've got these two little clasps, one each side. You basically lift those up, and then it drops out at the back when it clears these little tabs. And then down below here there's another two tabs at the bottom. So basically, just push that one up out the way. Basically just lift the front of the bellows up, and that's your bellows detached at the front. Now to detach the back of the bellows, basically take the back off, get that out of the way, and then basically on the back it just kind of slots into this little groove here. So literally take that out and drop the bellows out. So I've now got my bellows, so I can now easily clean them without too much grief. Make sure all the timber parts are okay. They look okay, to be honest, so not too bad at all. But yeah, I can give it a really good clean, let it sort of dry naturally, and then obviously when I'm putting them back together, I know that that's the top. There's these little hooks there, kind of take up the slack of the bellows when it's properly in place. So that's my next job, is to clean these up. And as you can see, I'm now left with the main frame of the camera. So I can basically get to grips with this. I can fully extend it out, get to all the little nooks and crannies, and start cleaning this up as well. So my first job is a little bit of hoovering. So I've got the bellows here, and you can see all the bellows inside there. So basically I'm going to stretch these out in a bit and just hoover using this hoover attachment. Nice and sort of light, just to get any sort of dust and stuff. I'm going to use a blower brush as well for any stubborn bits. And then I'm going to clean the main bed of the camera. These tracks here, these rods, there's quite a bit of dust in behind there. Just dust this out a bit, just to get all the loose stuff out, and then again hoover it up. So that's all the dust out of these bellows, nice and clean inside. I've got some leather conditioner, which it's like a spray that I'm gonna spray on the leather. It's in pretty good condition, to be honest. I don't want to go too mad. Basically spray that on, and it cleans up the leather and protects it a bit as well, especially on these corners. So the next stage is to clean all the timber work. Not the brass so much, but the timber work. So I've got some of this stuff, Murphy's oil, and it's a wood cleaner. It's citronella based, so it's got a lovely smell to it. So it's concentrated. So I've got, I don't know how much water I've got here, a gallon of water. So basically I'm going to put about 4 caps full of this stuff in. Mix that up. Mix that up with my toothbrush. And this is not hot water, but very warm water. So this stuff should shift any grease, any dirt. So this is just my initial clean. Shake the lid out there a minute. I'm using a lint-free cloth here, so just to get all the stubborn stuff off. So this is just an initial clean. So I'm going to start on the bellows. Just put a nice clean with this stuff. And I've got some cotton buds here. These are biodegradable as well, not the plastic type. Just enables me to get in all the little grooves. One shiny bellows. I'm so glad that these are in good working order, because these are part of the character of this camera. I think the colour, the material. I think if I had to go down the route of getting new bellows, it would have kind of spoilt the character a bit. So these are all clean now and ready to put back on at some point. I will put some leather conditioner on before I fit them back on, just to make sure everything's okay. But yeah, they look really nice. Now this is one of the grimiest bits on the top here. I am going to strip down all these fittings and take the strap and everything off, and the strap lugs, which are all fixed underneath here, to give all these separate parts a separate clean, especially with the Brasso. But initially I just want to get this grime off, and you can see how dirty it is. So what I'm hoping is it gets rid of this Murphy's oil gets rid of the grime on the timber, so it means I don't have to refinish the timber. And it looks like we're okay. That's come up quite nicely. You can feel the varnish finish underneath. So I'm going to carry on and get my toothbrush in around all these little bits. Oh yes, look at that. That's a relief. Last but not least today, I'm going to give this film bag a bit of a clean up. Again, I'm going to strip this down at some point, clean up underneath all these springs here. Might even take the glass out completely and clean it, but it's pretty filthy. So I'm just going to clean off initially. This is the shiny side of the ground glass. Wow, that looks better already. Just to give So it's 4 screws here which hold the ground glass in. So if I can take this out, it'll make it a lot easier to clean properly. One promising thing is the timber wax seems to be okay underneath the grime, which is very good. So minimal refinishing. There's a few places, especially on the film back, where there's little dings in the timber, a little chunk out of there. There's a few little bits that I've noticed. So I've got some wood filler on order, which is a set of wood filler which should give me a match to the colour of the wood. So I'll have to strip it back a bit, prepare the timber and then fill it. But this initially is very good. All this grime is coming off. Well, so far so good. Bellows are nice and clean. The actual main frame of the camera is it's nice and clean now. Got rid of a lot of grime. So that'll be it for this one. Hope you've enjoyed this, and please let me know your comments and thoughts, any questions you have, and any tips as well. I'm always open to tips. I've been basically scouring the internet to find out which model this is. Now, on the plate on the front it says Wisner Classic. Now there are, I think, 4 different models of the Wisner 8x10. There's an Expedition, like a light version of it, there's a traditional. I'm not quite sure which model this is. The front standard is very different from everything I've seen online. Now I know that from what I've researched, these are there were some of these that were custom made for people, so maybe it's a custom build, I'm not sure. But anybody's got any clues out there, please let me know. So I'm going to leave this now. I'll hopefully see you on the next one, where I'll be stripping down some of these parts on the top of the rear standard to clean these up, and basically stripping down the film back as well to clean that up, and then hopefully start putting it back together. So thanks for watching, see you next time.